Walmart built its own coding agent. 4 months ago, one associate reported it was supporting more than 30,000 people inside the company. The public download count has now crossed 500,000. This did not spread like a niche developer toy, it spread like shared infrastructure. But Walmart did not build another AI model. It built the layer above the models, where one workflow can point at Claude, GPT, Gemini, an open model, or a local server. The interface stays put while the intelligence supplier underneath it can move. That turns a Walmart story into a developer question. Can you keep the agent workflow, change the model supplier, and stop one subscription from owning the entire stack? In other words, can the exit remain open after your habits and tools settle in? I tested the public repository, not Walmart's private deployment. No quality benchmark and no claim that one model beats another. Just 3 walls, provider switching, workflow portability, and the real cost and trust limits of staying independent. The repository is unusually blunt. It says CodePuppy was built in reaction to windsurf and cursor removing model access and raising prices. The creator did not respond by training a model. He tried to control the layer that vendors kept changing. CodePuppy now connects to a models.dev catalog listing 65 providers and more than 1,000 model offerings. That is the promise of a wide supplier socket. But the README also warns that many compatible providers have not been tested thoroughly, so compatibility is not reliability. On version 0.0.698, I sent the same prompt from the same repository to 2 local OpenAI-compatible endpoints. Only the configured model route changed. Both endpoints received the same message shape and returned through the same agent interface. Route A passed. Route B passed. That does not prove the models are equal. These endpoints were deterministic routing fixtures, not intelligence tests. It proves the boundary is real. The harness can preserve the workflow while the supplier underneath it changes. That is a mechanism result, not a model leaderboard. The default agent exposed file reading, file creation, targeted replacement, deletion, and shell execution through either route. The model identifier changed. The tool contract did not. The useful object here is not just a chat window. It is the stable contract between a task and its tools. Then I switched the agent instead of the model. CodePuppy replaced the default coding persona with QA Kitten and exposed a browser-specific tool service without changing the repository. Model choice and agent choice were separate controls, which is exactly what a portable harness should make possible. The QA agent advertised navigation, page snapshots, semantic element search, forms, screenshots, and saved workflows. MCP adds another socket for external tools and data. I verified the advertised wiring and command paths. I did not invent a production browser task or pretend an external service was connected. On the latest snapshot, 80 selected agent menu, MCP, and browser control tests passed. That verifies the wiring I used and gives the experiment a concrete receipt. It still does not measure how well Claude, GPT, Gemini, or a local model will solve your code. The project promises zero telemetry and includes a proxy test that records contacted domains against a strict allow list. That is stronger than a privacy slogan. But it is still a project claim and test, not my independent audit of every dependency. Your prompts also travel wherever the selected model runs. CodePuppy documents local servers through VLLM, SGLang, Llama CPP, and OLlama. No local model was installed on this machine, so I verified the configuration path, not local coding performance. Local is an available route. It is not an automatic result or a free performance guarantee. And here is the catch. Open source software can cost zero while every useful request still consumes paid inference. Walmart reportedly moved CodePuppy from unlimited use to per-employee token limits after demand climbed. The subscription can disappear while the compute bill remains very real. So the win was never free intelligence. It was leverage. Walmart could keep one internal workflow, route through vetted models, preserve normal access controls, and change the supplier when cost or availability moved. The scarce asset was the workflow boundary, not permanent loyalty to one model. If you want one polished subscription and do not care about switching, a bundled agent is simpler. If you already bring your own keys, local models, MCP tools, or custom agents, the open harness becomes much more valuable. Choose convenience when it matters. Choose control when the exit matters. CodePuppy may not be the agent that wins, but its architecture probably will. The interface becomes familiar, the harness preserves the workflow, and models compete underneath it as replaceable suppliers. Own the harness, rent the model, and keep the exit unlocked.